Okay, Vincent, I'm making this video for you for my Olive Garden Toscana soup. First, you have to have one of these choppers because it's a lot easier to chop up the potatoes using the chopper. And I slice the potatoes maybe 2 or 3 ways because you don't want to put the whole one in there and then it'll be bigger chunks. So I just cut the potato maybe 3 times and put one in at a time. I use about 5 pounds of potatoes, russet potatoes, washed. I don't peel them because it's good for you to have the skin, but you can peel them if you don't like the skin. Then I fried up 2 packages of Italian sausage. I did one mild and one hot because they didn't have 2 hots, and then they didn't have the ground Italian sausage, so I had to buy the links and take the casing off of it, but that works too. So you cook all that up, and then I put it on there and I pat it with paper towels to get as much grease out of it as I can till you feel like it's good enough. And then in here are all the potatoes cooking in my big pot. And then I used 3 boxes of chicken broth, but I made so many potatoes I put a box of water in on top of it, so it covered all the potatoes with room, about this much room to spare. And then I added the chicken flavor bouillon granules. I just sprinkle in 1 or 2 teaspoons, and then I taste it later, and you can always add a little more. And then sometimes I use sometimes I put dill, but I'm not doing dill today. I also use a little lemon pepper. It gives a good seasoning without having to use salt. And I use low sodium chicken broth too. Then, when everything's done, you put the Italian sausage in the pot of potatoes when the potatoes are soft. And then you get a big bunch of kale here. And I just break off the kale off the stem and rip it up and put it in there. Doesn't matter. I'll use this whole bunch because I like a lot of kale. And as you put it in and stir it, you can see you're not putting a lot in there. It looks like a lot at first, but once you start stirring it, it's not. And it gives it a nice spring. It stays, springy, and it's high in iron, and it's really good for you. But one time the store sent me frozen kale. Where is that shit? Oh, right here. They sent me this frozen kale, and I put it in there, and it was good. It gave color to it. Oh, and one last ingredient. I used the heavy whipping cream at the end. I put that in right before I put the kale in. So you could use maybe a half a cup. It really just changes the coloring and makes it, I don't know. If you don't have it, you could use a little milk or something, but I use the heavy cream. You can put as much as you want. And then you're done. It really doesn't take that long to cook. Chopping up the potatoes is the longest, and frying the Italian sausage. And then you just put the kale in there, and it's done. Voila. So that's my recipe. Hopefully you try and make it. It's really easy, and it's really good. I could live off this for a week. All right, over and out. Love you.